In today's episode of Fight News, we have updates about Dana White's return into the boxing world, Conor McGregor versus Jake Paul, 12 new officially announced big scale boxing matches, and the two fights that got cancelled. To keep you updated with the fight world, let's start from official fight announcements in chronological order. I'm the Indian accent guy, and you are on the fight book. Number 2 ranked IBF featherweight Umar Trinidad kicks off 2025 by headlining 360 Promotions card on Friday, January 17th, taking on Filipino veteran Mike Plania at Commerce Casino, California. Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing has announced two cards for January 25th, one for UK fans in Nottingham and the other one for the American fans in Las Vegas. WBO number 1 ranked Diego Pacheco headlines Vegas card, taking on number 13 Steven Nelson, where a win could possibly make him mandatory against Canelo Alvarez. Also on the undercard will be Andy Cruz in a step-up fight against Omar Salcedo, and Ernesto Mercado versus former 2-division champion Jose Pedraza, who is on a downward spiral in his career, being winless since June 2021. WBC's number 2 ranked Dalton Smith, on the other hand, takes on Walid Guiza on January 25th in Matchroom's Nottingham card. Alice Courtney will also make the third title defense of her WBO and IBF World Super Bantamweight titles versus Mia Motu undercard. Adam Azim is getting a step up in his competition as he headlines Boxers card on February 1st at Wembley Arena, London, against former champion Sergey Lipinets in a super lightweight clash. The women's heavyweight world champion Claressa Shields will be back in the ring on February 22nd. She will defend her WBC heavyweight title versus Danielle Perkins. Ahead of her first defense, Shield is confident she can beat Jake Paul by knockout. On February 8th in San Antonio, Texas, Pro Box has a doubleheader with two showcase fights. WBA number 2 ranked super bantamweight Ramon Cardenas facing Brian Acosta, and WBA number 2 ranked super middleweight Lester Martinez taking on Joyson James. After long talks, Matchroom has finally made the fight between Jack Catterall versus Arnold Barboza Jr. Both will clash on Saturday, February 15th in Manchester in a final eliminator for Teofimo Lopez WBO Super Lightweight World title. Matchroom has also announced their Mexico card, which will take place in Oaxaca on February 28th. Card will be headlined by WBC number 1 ranked Mexican Eduardo Hernandez versus his fellow Mexican Rene Tellez Giron. Abdullah Mason also returns in February versus Stockton's Manuel Jaimes, but the venue and the card is yet to be announced. Mason is taking a step back with this fight after his shaky performance against Johan Vasquez, where he was dropped twice before getting the win. Nick Ball will headline Queensberry's March 15th card in Liverpool, making the second defense of his WBA featherweight title versus TJ Doheny, who is moving up a weight class after losing to Noya Inoue. And lastly, Dana White is set to return to the sport of boxing with another 360 Promotions card headlined by IBF number 6 ranked King Callum Walsh on Saturday, March 16th at the Madison Square Garden Theater in New York. Opponent is to be decided, but you know that if it is promoted by Dana White, it is definitely gonna be a step up fight. Moreover, there is no UFC card that weekend, so the UFC fans are definitely not gonna like boxing posts on UFC channels for another week. Now something about the cancelled fights. Gervonta Tank Davis posted a story on his Instagram saying the fight with Lamont Roach Jr. on March 1st is cancelled again. Davis said he will retire from boxing at the end of 2025 as he wanna stay out of the limelight and to be a humble dad. He was also asked about a disrespectful quote from Inoue, and in response, Davis said the media just wants to get headlines, so he won't believe it until he sees it. Second fight that has been cancelled is Tommy Fury versus Darren Till. Fury stated that the Darren Till fight is cancelled because of Till's statement that he won't abide by the rules and would kick him if he is losing the fight. Till immediately responds saying he abides by the rules and his threats to kick Tommy Fury was just a warfare tactic and fight promotion. Billy Joe Saunders offered to jump in and fight Darren Till on January 18th, while Tommy Fury said he wants to negotiate with Jake Paul, but Paul in response rejected it as he is sick of Fury pulling out again and again. Jake Paul, by the way, has also rejected Canelo fight after finally getting a positive answer from him. After watching Paul vs Tyson, Canelo Alvarez had said that he thinks to take revenge for Tyson and beat Jake Paul. Jake Paul, who had been calling out Canelo for a long time, responds to Canelo's positive response for a potential fight by rejecting it instantly. He claims that he is not gonna give Canelo a payday because Canelo is too small for him. And then, out of nowhere, amidst the news of Conor's fight with Logan Paul, ESPN reporter Salvador Rodriguez reports that Jake Paul vs Conor McGregor is now also on the table for July, August or September 2025 in India. So Canelo is too small, but Conor isn't. Like Conor is 300 plus pounds who used to fight Brock Lesnar. Anyway, we end the video with Mike Tyson saying he is unsure why he fought Jake Paul. Tyson revealed he blanked out during the fight with Paul and doesn't remember what happened after the first round. And that's all for today. There are a few big-scale boxing and MMA fights that are currently in works, so we are gonna discuss everything about them in the next video. Now give your feedback in the comment section and then do whatever you want.